Hello, everyone. Welcome to Imaginations Project. My name is Zhao Ke, the director of the Electronic Science and Technology Museum, University of Electronic Science and Technology of China in Chengdu, China. Working as the co-chair of the UMAC FUTURES, which is an organization of emerging scholars from university museums around the world, I have coordinated a series of online interviews with 15 emerging scholars from different university museums around the 11 countries. The project aims to listen to their voice and to follow their imaginations. For now, we have extended the Imaginations project to all the scholars in university museum community. So it is kind of the description and observation of the current image and from scholars aiming to re-image and reconstruct the university museum in the new era. For each of us has great imaginations, so we believe it will bring more hope, energy, and vitality. So for those of who are interested, we invite you to access all the recorded interviews through the UMAC website and the YouTube channel. The UMAC Annual Conference 2023 was hosted at the Zhao Ke Museum, University of Sydney, Australia. I was there and met Hubert, a colleague from Poland. He shared a beautiful story of donation in the museum. So today we are gonna have a colleague from there to share more research and work with us. Today we are delighted to welcome Dr. Przemek Deles. He is a historian, a curator at the Museum of the University of Warsaw, an editor at the journal National Institute of Museums. He did excellent work in publication and curation field. So could you please say hello and give us a brief introduction of yourself and your institution, Dr. Przemek, please.
Thank you very much for this beautiful introduction of myself. Hi, everyone. My name is Przemek Deles. As it was said, I'm a historian and the curator at the University of Warsaw Museum, Poland. Our university is the highest ranked and the biggest high school in our country. As a curator, I am in charge of education, connecting with public, as well as in research. And here I am.
Okay, thanks, Przemek. And we will have 4 simple questions, and let's just get started. And we have enough time to share your ideas about university museums and research. And the first question is, what is the specific project or program you are working on right now and why?
Well, today I would like to focus on a very special program we are working on, including me. This is research and of the huge donation we have received a few years ago, consisting of 14,000 old documents, photography, old maps, and medieval illuminated manuscripts. It was presented to our museum by a widow of late lecturer of our university, a lawyer and an employee of the Faculty of Management of our university, Dr. Janusz Fischer. So this is probably the biggest such donation, the biggest private donation in recent years here in Poland. So it is also extremely interesting for me because it's because of its its value. Those documents are related to British monarchy, India, Egypt, Poland, Italy, France, and it could be a subject for research of historians, for carrying classes and seminars at our university. It is also very interesting from my point of view, because, I'm a museologist, and many museums, not only in my country, were created on the basis of private donations. So, for me as a historian, it's also a kind of a workshop of incorporating such a donation to our collection, it's for me really fascinating what we would discover in this amazing collection of documents, maps, and so on, as well as I am really curious how we could use it in, as I said, education, and I would like to use it as a basis for future educational programs. Yeah, so here we are. So this is one of such a projects I am focused on nowadays.
All right, Przemek. So yes, that is a huge resources for us, especially for our historian curators in the University Museum, and that is also the story I heard from Hubert. And I was so curious that could you please tell us a little bit more about the donation story? What is for you? What is the most difficult part of that work? What is the most challenging part for you?
Well, especially challenging for me is the fact that as a museum, we are aimed to focus on the heritage and history of our university and institutions connected to our school, as well as to lecturers, eminent persons who are employed here, who were connected to the university. And here we've got a huge collection, which was created on the basis of some fascination of Dr. Janusz Fischer in British Empire, France. The beginning of his fascination the beginning of his collecting of old documents and maps was a book by Agatha Christie about Hercule Poirot. And look, now we've got such a collection which is connected to the British Empire, and we have to connect it to the university. And what is the answer? One of our goals as a museum is to collect and take care of donations by professors of the university. Professors of our university, as everywhere, have specialized in many different academic fields. So, and here we are. That's the key to manage this challenge. So on this basis now, so the challenge is to use this collection, to research this collection, and to use it for our as the university, our as the museum purposes. And our main purpose is to open our students' minds, to show them different fields of, to show our collection as something which is unusual, to show them our university and its heritage as something unlimited. The sky is a limit, and this collection is very helpful with aiming this goal, because you've got 14,000 different objects and probably 14,000 different stories. 14,000 different challenges, which you have to, or not have to, you are invited to challenge. You have to, and now you have to, as an employee of the museum, as a museologist, as a student of our university, as a historian, as a conservator, to use different tools, maybe to create new tools to challenge, to challenge all this 14,000 aims.
All right.
So this is the answer, which is probably, which isn't a kind of an answer you have probably expected, but yeah, here we are. For me, that's an adventure. Here.
Yes, I think yes. What you mean is that the whole connection from the donation. You mean 40,000, right? 40,000 objects. Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
The connection is not only the connection of the university or university history, but is far more beyond the university. It's it has a dimension of global view. So for us, for the colleague in the university museum, the challenge is how to use that. Or maybe you can use some mature tools, but sometimes you have to create new tools or new perspectives for the students to help them, to support them, to know the local dimension and the global dimension. So that is also the education mission of the university. So I think it's the same direction, the same way. But yes, it's far more it's far more challenging for us for now. But I believe that you can find your way.
Yes, you're absolutely right. Because for me, I've been working as a museologist for 25 years. And all this time, I have been chasing our public, our audience. And to do it, I have been always creating or looking for new tools. Now, when I work at the University Museum, I've been working here for 5 years.
Yeah,
I'm chasing students, and that's a real challenge, because currently our public and students are changing. the public transforms all the time. And as well as students. So you have to find new tools to connect with them all the time. And returning to the subject of our collection, to find tools which could help us to meet our students as our public, to meet students as with our offer. We've had to do one thing. We have invited student council to help us. This year, we started a cooperation with the Cultural Commission of our Student Council, and we cooperate in creating new educational programs. For instance, the so-called Open Thursdays of the university, which is a kind of open days, helping students with familiarize, for instance, the recruitment, history of the university and the university's heritage. Because we try to show them that our heritage and museum collections could be something familiar, could be something interesting, could be something curious. And even though that our collection is something from the past, it could explain present times, could help with better understanding of the world we live in, the world our students live in. And here we are, and a kind of a challenge, but for me, really fascinating thing is to create new tools which could help us research the collection in cooperation with students. And cooperation with the Student Council is the very first step. Is it an answer you have expected from me?
Thank you, Przemek. So that's it. It seems like you have done very well in cooperating with students, and from the discipline of science communication, it's actually it's a third phrase of the science communication model. It was called the participation model. So that means we just say to the students as for us in our museum, we just see them as the cast. The cast role is like make a movie, make them as a superstar, and we are just maybe the director and the man who is in charge of the lights or something else. And students, you can play, and you are the center of the museum or the connection. So that seems like the third phrase of the science communication model. So yes, congrats, Przemek. And the second question, the second question is in the process of exploring this donation, what is the most unforgettable experience or moment?
Well, this is not a moment. That's a kind of a process, which is unforgettable for me, because for me the exploration of this collection is the everlasting adventure. This is the constant discovery of something new horizons, new perspective. But if I should mention something really specific. It would be probably a moment I've realized that students could be a partner in this exploration, a big partner from whom I could learn how to explore, how to research, and how to publish objects from this collection in the way could be adaptable, could be interesting for young generations.
Yes.
And it was the moment that I've discovered that they could inspire me in the way I had never expected previously. So here we are. This is this unforgettable moment for me.
That's great. That's great, Przemek. Yeah, the students is always a big power of the driving force for us, especially for university museums. And what is the background of the students who are involved with your project? What is the background of them?
This is the whole range of backgrounds, if I say it in such a way, because we invite to cooperation students representing not only the Faculty of History, but also the Faculty of Archaeology,
That's good.
The Faculty of Journalism, the Faculty of the Institute of History of Art. And we are going to invite students representing also some other faculties, even even if they are not directly connected to I don't know, history, conservation, archaeology, and some other fields you could think about in the context of such a collection, yes? Because every of them could open our eyes to some other new perspective to you know, I'm sure that that we could learn something new from students even representing, I don't know, English studies, you know. So here we are, because they could maybe show us how to promote the collection, how to let's say tell about it to people representing, you know, the general public, you know, to people who could be interested in such a field, to such a collection connected to the, you know, the British, Egyptian and Indian history, but in the way, some unexpected for us, you know, because in my opinion, you know, we couldn't be locked only to some very limited aspects, you know, represented by, you know, the workshop, the way of looking at the world by, for instance, only historians or museologists or, I don't know, archaeologists. Maybe some other specialist students could, you know, discover something new using their academic workshop, typical for their specific field. Is that clear?
Yes, Przemek. Yeah. And do you have any idea that you have you ever thought of that, to invite some students from the science background or from the engineering background to the project as well?
Yes, absolutely. Oh, that's absolutely obvious for me that we should cooperate with specialists and students representing strict and natural sciences. And we have already started to such a cooperation, maybe not connected directly to this specific collection of Dr. Fisher, but for instance, we created together the virtual walks at the Faculty of Physics, for instance, and referring to the Open Thursdays I mentioned previously, we are going to cooperate with some other faculties, and it will be the basis for, I hope, developing cooperation on the collection of Dr. Fisher, and looking for creating some new academic instruments to research it, and here we are.
Yeah, President. So, I personally think that the University Museum is a best interdisciplinary education platform in the university. Yeah, and let's move to the third question. So, what's the future plan, and what is your research field in the next years? What's your future plan? Do you have any purpose? Do you have any other goal to realize?
Oh, there are a lot of them, because as I told you, the collection is enormous. It's really huge. So there will be a lot of steps which should be undertaken. But first of all, I'm going to, how to say it? All these objects in the collection, I treat a bit like parcels. So for me, it will be 14,000 personal meetings. And I am going to prepare myself properly to these meetings. What I mean. So I would like to, I'm going to look at every document, every photo, to prepare, to explore them in a very basic way from my point of view as a historian, as a museologist. And then to think, to analyze the way I would prepare some programs to which I could invite students, especially of history, but also of journalism, because the very important basic question for me is to promote this collection, to let's say open it to the general public, to make it functioning in media, in academic dispute, to do it something alive. Yeah, that's my purpose, to animate this collection. You know what I mean? To do it interesting in such a way that students would wait for invitation to explore it.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, so here we are.
President, that's cool. And in your future plans, how many exhibitions you would like to curate with this collection every year?
Well, my personal plans. Well, I dream about exhibition. Yeah, about an exhibition about travels. In the 19th century, on the basis of this collection, about illuminated manuscripts from our collection, about some. Yeah, you know what I dream about? about an exhibition about this collection as a challenge, as an interdisciplinary project, as a mystery we explore. Yeah, that's my dreamed exhibition.
So how long you would like to? I mean, what's a deadline of the exhibition for you? Next year or 2 years later or something?
As I said, there will be a lot of steps. So if we talk about the first step and the first exhibition as such a step, I hope that we will organize such an exhibition in a perspective of 1-2 years. Yes,
1 or 2 years.
Here we are, especially that it will be the second such an exhibition because currently we are displaying 90 objects from the collection in one of our rooms. Yes, that's a. We've chosen some documents signed by, for instance, by Napoleon, Queen Victoria, Queen Elizabeth I, Henry VIII of England, some folia from some illuminated medieval manuscripts, some photos from 19th century from Egypt. The first step was undertaken, but I'm thinking about the next one, about some other exhibition.
So we definitely look forward to the fabulous exhibitions from the donation. Okay, let's just move to the fourth question. So this question is like a relay question. We get the question from the last speaker and ask questions to the next speaker. And later you will ask one question for the next speaker. So this one is from the last speaker, Amo Halang, who is from the Northwest University from South Africa. We are good friends. And she asked if they were given the chance to explore more of their own museum collections, what are the technologies would they use so that it exposes to widen audience? So that's about how to use a better technology to get more audience involved. What kind of how to use?
I dream about a technology which would make experience of our visitors, looking at our objects from the Janusz Fischer collection, the most authentic as possible. I would like a technology which could create it as space where a visitor, a researcher, a student could create the most, could be in touch with an object with the most personal possible way. Yes, that's my dream. This most direct, personal meeting,
so,
a kind of a conversation with the project. The technology which helped him to explore it on many different levels, here we are.
Przemek,
that's my answer.
Get it. So if there was a technology that could help the visitors to get the feeling, the touch of the real object, or to take advantage of the object from all of the angles, and you can touch, and you can watch, and you can feel. Yes,
levels, and to even smell it, to just to show not only its history, but the process of production, creating the context, a context in which it was created, made, and so on and so on. Of course, currently there are such technologies, but I would like to, I hope that they would develop in such a way that we would be in a kind of a conversation with the object, which is unbelievable for us at the moment. So I dream about it.
Yes. In the reality, for now we can use AR to get the real vision of the object, even remotely. And for the touch feeling, I know there are some gloves for the visitors who can wear the gloves to get the touch feeling. But I think there have not been any technology for the whole, the conversation with the object. But it will. I believe there will be. And I think it's the most important thing of your idea is that the learning, the conversation with the object is it results from the epistemology of human beings. So we have to create a way. We have to create an atmosphere for each visitor to experience the same epistemology learning way. So I think that's also the meaning of the museum learning. Yes, object-based learning. Yes, that's also the key point. Okay, so thank you, Przemek. And so what is your question to the next speaker? Please.
Well, I am extremely curious in the way our next speaker and their museum chases the public. What tools they use to chase this running all the time public, and what new tools they are going to introduce to chase them, the educational one, for instance, the promotional ones. So that's my question.
Okay, thank you, Przemek. That's a very great question, and I think you will lead the next speaker to think deeply. So thank you, and I think I will first to think about it. Thank you, Przemek. So that is a former part of the online interview, and that is also an absolutely wonderful talk with you, Przemek. That's all from me today. Many thanks to our audience, and don't forget UMAC Futures. We are coming, and see you next time.